community, and I've been here 8 years. And if you want rules, you have to enforce the rules. Otherwise, they become unenforceable until you start enforcing them. I also wanted to comment, I think, that the difference between bullet 1 and bullet 2 is that not every violation of the rules and regs is punishable with a fine. I think there are some things that you could be get in compliance with without being fined. So I think that's maybe why you have the difference.
Good morning. So, we'll get to talk. Leslie Billfield, Visitor. I see a difference, bullet 1 and bullet 3 and 4 all have to do with whether you submitted a request or not. Bullet 2, I believe that kind of notification would be saying a mailbox is now deteriorated, or a lamppost that needs painting, or those kinds of things. I speak from personal experience as a person who's traveled now during the summer. I'm not a snowbird, but I've been away from home, say, 60 days. And I have my mail forwarded to a postal box. The post office didn't hold anything, or one of those going postal places. Nobody checks my mail. So if a notification should come, I wouldn't get it until well after 21 days, presumably. Somebody taking care of my house may not look at the mailbox post the same way that the committee might. So there might not be any corrective action. So I'm concerned about that particular thing. The other bullets are people's intentional disregard and or violation for the rules. But the second bullet does not imply intention, and bears my concern about that. So I request that the committee take a look at the situation. Thank you.
Just one more little advertisement. We're putting out the list again for sign up for ARC because we only had 3 people sign up. So if there's anyone interested, please do sign up because we do need people. The other thing is I want to remind everyone that this afternoon at 2 o'clock is the Florida Friendly Seminar with Chris Dewey from the county. So Florida Friendly is something that is going to become a big issue soon. So I invite you all to come. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That ends the discussion, I assume, on item 2. And it will be tabled and brought up at another meeting later, correct?
I'm going to bring it back at the next meeting. We meet next week with the ARC, so we should have it tightened up.
All right. Thanks, Val. Thanks for your help. Appreciate it. Item 3, Linda, would you start the discussion on this?
Excuse me. There was a committee of 3 of us who did a draft of the committees and liaisons. However, the final decision went to our board president, so he may now speak on this.
Okay, right. Does the entire board have the latest version of the committee liaisons? Is that the one up here? Yes, that's the one on the, showing on the screen. I'd like to make a motion that we adopt these board liaisons. The motion seconded. Motion is seconded. Any discussion?
Do some default to chairs if there's no resident showing an interest in those committees?
I didn't understand what you said.
If people don't sign up for some of these committees, do liaisons become chairs? That's what happened last year with a couple of committees.
I think what Bob is saying is that, like the one I'm liaison, no one signed up for long-range planning. He's asking if I should be chair of that committee. Is that correct, Bob?
Well, that was my question. I had another question too. Are we going to go back out with the sign-up sheets, try to solicit some more volunteers?
Yes, we are. There's two committees in particular, and I've already talked to Linda about it, trying to put a paragraph together explaining what the committees do and to try to get more names listed on these various committees.
I'd like to make a comment. My name is not on any of these committees, and I have requested 2 committees. And I am interested in that decision.
Do I have any other comments?
I think I asked a question.
I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you. Pardon me, Janice.
My name is off of any committee on this list. I requested, as I was last year, to be on the Reserve Control Committee. Must say I had verbal commitment that that would happen. I am not on any committee. I object to that.
Sorry, Janice, I think you and I have talked about it in the Reserve Committee I wanted to sit on so I could trace and learn myself how the dollars flow through the operation. I have met several times with Larry Lemke, and he's been helpful in educating me on how the money flows. So I had told you and others that I would like to sit on that committee for educational purposes and to see exactly what transpires at the club. And that's the way I would like to have it. And any other committee you want up there is fine with me if you want to put your name into the hat. I don't remember which one you talked about. All right.
Why are there 2 on other committees and we can't have 2 on the Reserve Committee? What is the politics going on that's controlling this Reserve Control Committee when I served on it last year?
I was not involved last year, and I've explained to all board members individually that I would like to sit on this and be actively involved in it. And as of right now, it will go that way. If I need some help or I can't hang in there, or if it gets too busy, I'll be the first guy to raise my hand and ask for some help. Any resident comments? Sir.
Yes, my name is Bill Cutler, part of Waterfalls.
Can't hear you.
Mr. Cutler. My name is Bill Cutler, part of Waterfalls community. I'm just curious as to the question that was just asked as to why this lady couldn't be on that particular committee as well. I mean, is it limited to just one person?
We can listen to comments, sir. Questions are not allowed at this board meeting.
I'm sorry.
That's fine.
My comment is that other committees have 2 board members assigned as liaisons. That sets a precedent. Seems a little discriminatory that a certain board member, by only one board member, is not assigned any committee after the length of time and the commitment they have made to this community.
Thank you very much. And I know there's been a major commitment. But on top of that, just so everybody understands, I'm trying to deal with this as best I can. And we had other board members wanted to sit on the Reserve Committee as well, and it became a rather heated issue. So I felt the best way to approach this whole thing was to put my name on there, leave it there, and let's move on from there. There are several committees that only have one name on them, and there's others that have 2 or 3. I assume the first name on the list is the head of that particular liaison, but I'm not even sure. I would like to have at least one name on each committee. It doesn't have to be multiple names. Any other resident comments? I'm sorry.
If Janice's other committee was board policy and admin, maybe something could be worked out with Bob or Val.
That's fine with me. I'm not sure who wrote in who about what committee, so if Janice wants to be on some other committees, that's fine. As I said earlier.
Hello, this might be discriminatory since I happen to be Janice's councilmate, but I think this is definitely discriminatory that she has requested 2 or 3 committees and was on absolutely none of them, and some people are on 3. I don't know what's going on, but it just doesn't look right. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Janice mentioned to me just before this meeting she wanted to sit in another committee, and in all honesty, Janice, I couldn't remember which committee you talked about. I think it might have been Board Policy and Administration. And if that's the case, then I have no problem with you serving in that committee.
Well, quite honestly, I don't want to take that committee as a default.
All right, fine. Sorry about that, Janice. Motion been made, discussions have been taking place. I ask for a vote on the motion.
I have another.
Excuse me.
With this arrangement, I am basically doing nothing for this board. What do I do other than say I would be willing to vote to work on board and administration policy as a default to what I have been working on for over a year? I don't know who would have been interested in the Reserve Control Committee other than myself, who would have had the weight to carry that, but I don't know what's going on under the table here or within closed doors, but something has to be fixed. And if we have history on what's been done in other communities, and if this is the way it was done, this isn't the way it's done here.
Thank you, Janice. You can believe me when you look at me, I do nothing under the table. And I'm just trying to get this so it gets done as smoothly as possible. That's all I'm trying to do. With that in mind, can we take this motion to a vote? Okay, fine. I'd like to take this motion to a vote, please. All in favor? Aye? Yeah, I didn't see the votes.